Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be previewing day one of the Great Northern Darwin Cup Carnival, which will be this Saturday, Darwin Guineas Day, the 2nd of July. With no less than 9 events programmed on the day, it promises to be a great kick-off to the upcoming 8 carnival days of racing, and the fields overall on Saturday are first class. The Guineas has a capacity line-up engaged with 85 acceptors, and it will be a day not to be missed. The first race is timed to go at 1:03 p.m, with the last of the 9 set to jump at 5:46 p.m. In the first, the Sprout Creative Handicap. It's the average benchmark over the 1600 metres. My numbers are 4, 3 and 2. Pretty smart mare number 4, Tug of War, trained by Gary Clark and Jared Todd in the saddle. She was a good winner here last time out over 1300 metres. That was on the 11th of June, but certainly the step to the mile is what she's crying out for. Hopefully she'll be racing later in the carnival, maybe even in the Darwin Cup, and I think she'll be winning this on Saturday. 4 on top to beat number 3 Holster, trained by Ash and Amy Yagi. Good to see the Victorian trainers visiting for the carnival. They also have a runner in the Guineas later in the day. This horse brings some pretty fair Victorian form here. Only unknown, of course, first up on the track. And Jason Maskew does the steering. And in for third, number 2, Chaonic. Neil Dyer back again for yet another carnival, and Stan Sakos in the plate here. Been out of form lately, this horse, but back on the sand and oil-based surface. Last year's Darwin Cup 4th place getter, shouldn't be left out of calculations. Numbers in the first, 4, 3 and 2. The second's the Darwin Racing Handicap, also over the mile, 0 to 66 this one, and a field of 7 to go round here. My numbers are 5, 2 and 1. Gary Clark, Jared Todd can do it again, I think, with number 5, Thunder Peak. She was a very impressive winner, I thought, last time over this trip in 0 to 64 grade, up slightly in grade. I think from the inside gate she'll go to the front, as she did the other day when ridden by Sonia Wiseman, and take all sorts of beating. Number 5 on top to beat number 2, Pembroke Castle, just dying to win a race, the Mark 9 trained galloper. Jade Hampson goes aboard, claims the 3 kilograms, and Pembroke Castle, nothing if not consistent and must be included. And in for third, number 1, Bull Market, trained by Angie Forster. Adam Nichols aboard, didn't have a day out last week, Chippy, with a treble of wins, and Bull Market wouldn't be out of a place in the trifecta here. Numbers in the second, 5, 2 and 1. The third's the Mercure and Novotel Darwin Airport Handicap. We now move to the 1300 metre gate, and this for the 0 to 76 gallopers. And a field of half a dozen to go around here. Numbers are 3, 4 and 5. I'm going here with the very much in form number 3, El Magnificence, trained by Phil Cole, and Wayne Davis in the saddle. Won his last 2 over 1100 and 1200, stepping to the 13 this time, but in this small field and just the form he's in, he certainly looks the horse to beat. 3 on top to beat number 4, Autocratic. Clark and Todd again, the combination. His last effort was 4th behind Ideas Man. Ideas Man racing really well, and I think the 1300 will suit Autocratic at this stage of his prep. And in for third, number 5, Magnus Seaver, trained by Kim Healy, and Jade Hampson takes the mount. Trialled just a day or 2 back and trialled well, I thought. Hit the line solidly over the 900 in the trial, so must include in your multiples. In the third, 3, 4 and 5. The fourth's the Silks Darwin Handicap. Also at the 1300, 0 to 58 gallopers to go around here. My numbers are 5, 6 and 3. Cowley's Creek on top for me, trained by Nicole Irwin. She had a great day last week with 3 wins. Stan Sakos rode one of those for her, and he takes them out here on Cowley's Creek. 3 seconds, this horse's last 3 starts. Those have been at, or the last 2 have been at a mile. Back to the 1300, I don't think will worry Cowley's Creek, and the team's going well, so we'll put Cowley's Creek on top, number 5. To beat number 6, Mr. Boom Jangles, gets out to his favoured 1300 metre trip here for Tayan Holter and rider Paul Shires. He's won 4 times at this journey and will be very hard to beat again. And in for third, number 3, Prince Reuben. Gary Clark trains, Jared Todd aboard. Hasn't raced for 3 weeks. 1, 2 starts back, and then a good third here last time out behind Real Reason. Should be right in the mix. In the fourth, 5, 6 and 3. We go to the fifth now, the Betfair Fillies and Mares Handicap. The winner of this exempt from the ballot in the Rose Bowl on Ladies' Day. So a good field engaged here over the 1200 metres for the 0 to 62 Fillies and Mares. Numbers here, 2, 3 and 5. Swing with Junior, trained by Kim Hahn, has done nothing wrong in Darwin. Only had the 2 starts for a second and a good win last time out. That was 1100. Going up and trip a little bit here and a bit in grade, but such was the win last time out. I thought would take a power of beating again. Adam Nichols takes the mount. And for second, number 3, Sonic Arrow, trained by Tayan Halter, Jade Hampson in the saddle. Comes here with some very good form from Queensland, Mackay and places such as that. First up on the track, probably the only question, but trialled recently and looked good. And then for third, number 5, Don't Say It. Fresh up for Tayan Halter, Paul Shires aboard. Has not won at this trip, but I thought fresh up over the 1200 would be very hard to beat. In the 5th, the numbers are 2, 3 and 5. The 6th, the Cleanaway Handicap. We're getting through them now, the 1100. This the open sprint on the day for the open gallopers in a field of 7 to go around here. I've settled on the numbers of 3, 1 and 4. Niwand, he was very, very good winning here a fortnight ago on the 18th of June. Jason Manning trains, Vanessa Aranda, of course, in the saddle. Second in the Palmerston last year. He's obviously come back in great heart and I can see him being very hard to beat again. He ran in this race last year and finished 4th, but I think he'll do a little bit better this time. Number 3, Niwand on top. To beat number 1, Eastwood, the grand old galloper, rising 9-year-old. Jade Hampson takes them out. No claim for Jade. This is a $30,000 race, so she won't be claiming her 3 kilos here. Hasn't raced since finishing 2nd in the Ellis Sprint, the Pioneer Sprint behind Smuggling. And in for third, number 4, Sincline, Gary Clark, Jared Todd again. Has run 5 seconds his last 5 starts, Sincline. Last effort here on the 18th of June was behind Niwand, hit the line really solidly. That was first up, should be improved, and I've got him in to run third. Numbers in the 6th, 3, 1 and 4. We move to the 7th, the Bet365 Odds Drift Protector Handicap. This also over 1100 for the 0 to 70 gallopers. Numbers here are 1, 6 and 8. Mighty Mert for me. Up from Alice Springs, where she's normally trained by Lisa Whittle, but when she was here last time in the Gary LaFoe stable, did a really good job. Now trained by Tayan Halter and Paul Denton aboard. I can see her being very, very hard to beat. Carries a bit of weight, 61 kilograms, but he's a pretty handy little horse, is Mighty Mert. I might have called him a mare there. He's not, he's a gelding. Number 1 on top to beat number 6, Mr. Monaro. Mark 9 trains, Sonia Wiseman aboard. Awkward drawer, but smart galloper and trolled recently in good style. Got him right in the mix, fresh up here. And in for third, number 8, Global Wonder. Last start winner for Gary Clark and Adam Nichols. Rode last time. He retains the mount here on Global Wonder. He was first up last time, so should be some natural improvement to come. Numbers in the 7th are 1, 6 and 8. Now the big one. The Darwin Guineas, $75,000 up for grabs for the 3-year-olds. First leg of the Ladbrokes Triple Crown, and of course over the 1600 metres. Really good field here, a capacity field will go round, and I've settled on the numbers of 1, 9, 6 and 5. Flying Start, he only ran 2nd here last time out behind Wilson's Prom, but it was a tremendous run, came from a long way back. That was 1300. He's proven at the mile. He won the Ellis Guineas over the trip. He won the 3 and 4-year-old race in Ellis over the same journey. And just the way he got home the other day, I thought he'd be very hard to beat in the Guineas. And I've got him on top, even from the 9 barrier. That won't worry him, he'll get back. Got him on top to turn the tables on Wilson's Prom, his conqueror from a fortnight ago. Will be very hard to beat, no doubt. Gary Clark trains, Jared Todd aboard. Got out in the clear and got momentum, whereas Flying Start had to come along the inside and really had to change ground a little bit close to the line. So Wilson's Prom, hardest for Flying Start to beat. In for third, we've gone with number 6, Rising Fire, the visitor from Queensland, trained by Billy Healy, and Paul Shires in the saddle. Awkward draw, drawn out at barrier 12, which is not ideal at the mile, but Rising Fire has some form at a mile, ran 4th at Eagle Farm 2 starts back, and then 2nd of 5 at the Sunshine Coast over 2,000 metres. So I've got it in the mix. And in for 4th, Packadow did a good job winning here the other day over this trip. Wayne Davis for Pete Stennett. So those are my top 4 in the Guineas, 1, 9, 6 and 5. And we go to the last on a bumper day, on day 1 of the carnival. Race 9, the Ladbrokes Triple Crown bonus, Trobus 3-year-old handicap. This is the 0 to 64 for the 3-year-olds that won't get a run in the Guineas, but of course need a run for the Derby in a fortnight. And my numbers here are 1, 2 and 8. Kentucky Ruler did a good job winning here just a week ago. That was 1300 in maiden grade, so obviously steps up in grade, but Nicole Irwin puts the polish on. Stan Sakos takes them out. Adam Nichols rode a week ago, but Stan's riding in good form. So I've got Kentucky Ruler on top, number 1, to beat number 2, Fisher. Still a maiden, but 2 really good seconds, his last 2 behind Wolfburn and Packerdow. Tayan Holter, the trainer, and Jade Hampson in the saddle. And in for third, number 8, Real Divine. Kerry Petrick trains. Casey Hunter in the saddle. Hasn't really shown a great deal recently, but I thought its last effort behind Wilson's Prom was better, and it has form over this trip of 1600 metres. Numbers in the last, 1, 2 and 8. Best bet of the day, race 3, number 3, El Magnificence. Just racing so well, up in grade, but in a small field I think it'd be very hard to beat. Race 3, number 3, El Magnificence. Well, the best roughies in the last, race 9, number 6, Malibu Edition. Has let the side down a couple of times recently, but will allow it one more chance. Race 9, number 6, Malibu Edition. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, but we'll be back again in a week's time in advance of day 2 of the carnival, which of course will be Asian United Food Service Chief Minister's Cup Day. Always a good day on the card. After 9 races on Saturday, as Craig Sant would say, it'll be about time for drinks. But until then, good luck and good punting.